Real reason Randy Orton won the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Tiffany Stratton suffers a wardrobe mishap on Smackdown. Bron Breakker was originally set to win the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins set for WrestleMania 42 match. AJ Lee's WrestleMania 42 plans amid WWE absence. MJF and Seth Rollins come face-to-face at Super Bowl event. John Cena to be inducted into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame. Let's get started. Real reason Randy Orton won the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. Smackdown after the Royal Rumble ended with a statement win. Randy Orton stood tall after taking out Solo Sikoa and Aleister Black in a brutal triple threat match, reminding everyone exactly who he is. That win didn't just earn Orton momentum, it officially locked him in as the first confirmed entrant in the Men's Elimination Chamber match. And that raises one big question: why did WWE choose Orton to win? Here are 3 reasons behind Randy Orton's victory. Number 3, history is calling Randy Orton. Randy Orton and the Elimination Chamber go way back, but this year hits different. By qualifying, Orton is set to compete in his 10th Elimination Chamber match more than any superstar in history. WWE loves moments that feel important, and breaking a long-standing record on a massive stage checks every box. Orton winning on Smackdown wasn't just about the night, it was about cementing his legacy. Number 2. WWE needed a true marquee name. Elimination Chamber 2026 goes down on February 28th in Chicago, and it's the final stop before WrestleMania 42. That means the Chamber match has to feel massive. Orton brings instant credibility. He's one of the last active megastars from WWE's most iconic era, and his presence alone raises the stakes. If WWE wants buzz, anticipation, and mainstream attention, Randy Orton is the safest and smartest bet. Number 1. WrestleMania seeds are being planted. This is where things get interesting. Cody Rhodes has made it clear he doesn't believe the undisputed WWE champion will walk into WrestleMania still holding the title. That tease opens the door to a major shakeup before Mania even begins. If Cody captures the championship early and Orton survives the Elimination Chamber, WWE suddenly has a blockbuster match on its hands. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, 2 real-life friends, 2 elite competitors, 1 long-awaited showdown on the biggest stage of them all. And that possibility alone could explain everything. Tiffany Stratton suffers a wardrobe mishap on SmackDown. On SmackDown, Tiffany Stratton competed in a high-stakes triple threat qualifier for the Elimination Chamber against Lash legend and Chelsea Green. With chaos unfolding at ringside thanks to Nia Jax and Alba Fyre, Stratton managed to stay focused. She sealed the deal by planting Green with a reverse fireman's carry and finishing things off with her signature prettiest moonsault ever to punch her ticket to the chamber. But right after the win, things briefly went sideways. As Stratton stood up following the pin, she suffered an unexpected wardrobe malfunction. Realizing something was off, she quickly covered herself, timing it just well enough to avoid further issues. WWE immediately reacted, cutting away to the hard camera in a noticeably abrupt switch before returning once everything was back in place. Despite the moment, Stratton's momentum rolls on. She's now officially headed to the Elimination Chamber, where she'll face 5 other competitors with a title opportunity on the line. The winner earns a shot at the Women's Championship, specifically against whichever champion Liv Morgan doesn't end up challenging. One way or another, Tiffany Stratton is firmly back in the spotlight, and all eyes are on what she does next. Bron Breakker was originally set to win the Royal Rumble. Behind the scenes, the original plan had Breakker on a rocket ship. According to reporting from Dave Meltzer, WWE had mapped out a long-term payoff that started with Breakker falling short against CM Punk on Raw's Netflix anniversary show, then roaring back to win the 2026 Royal Rumble, and finally toppling Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 42. The entire idea came together after Seth Rollins went down with an injury at Crown Jewel. With Rollins sidelined, Punk was positioned as champion, and Breakker was set up as the next monster star: lose early, learn fast, and win big when it mattered most. The injury to Rollins caused changes, as they went with Punk as champion with the idea of a 3-step program, with Bron Breakker getting a title match on the Raw Netflix anniversary show, and losing, coming back and winning the Rumble, and then facing and beating Punk for the title at Mania. But then, everything changed again. Drew McIntyre stepped in with a different vision. After repeatedly coming up short against Cody Rhodes, McIntyre argued it made more sense for him to finally get a win in their already announced 3 Stages of Hell match, and that win would come with the WWE Championship. Rhodes reportedly backed the idea, and once that door opened, the entire title picture shifted. Enter McIntyre, who pushed the idea that since he had lost multiple times to Rhodes, that it would be better for him to win the title in the already announced 3 Stages of Hell match. Rhodes was on board with that idea. That single decision wiped out Breakker's Royal Rumble win entirely. WWE pivoted hard, locking in McIntyre as champion and redirecting WrestleMania toward Roman Reigns versus CM Punk and McIntyre versus Rhodes instead. Just like that, Bron Breakker's WrestleMania moment didn't get postponed. It got pulled from the board altogether. A future star was ready, the plan was set, and then the game changed. Seth Rollins set for WrestleMania 42 match. WWE is reportedly lining up Seth Rollins vs. Bron Breakker for Las Vegas this April, with the match already penciled into the company's internal plans. Despite being sidelined for months, Rollins is expected to be medically cleared in time for the two-night spectacle. Rollins hasn't been seen since Crown Jewel, where he defeated Cody Rhodes in a champion clash that came at a serious cost. The win left him with a legitimate shoulder injury, forcing WWE to pull him from TV. To explain his absence, WWE staged a brutal on-screen beatdown by Breakker and Bronson Reed, effectively ending the Vision faction and turning Rollins' former protégés into enemies. Things took a darker turn at the 2026 Royal Rumble. Just moments before entering the match, Breakker was blindsided on the ramp by a masked attacker who planted him with a curb stomp. Still rattled, Breakker was quickly dumped from the Rumble by Obafemi. WWE never confirmed who the attacker was, but the presentation made one thing clear: Seth Rollins' shadow loomed large. With Roman Reigns vs. CM Punk already locked in, Rollins vs. Breakker adds another heavyweight storyline to WrestleMania 42. This isn't just a match, it's betrayal, payback, and unfinished business colliding on the biggest stage possible. WrestleMania 42 takes over Allegiant Stadium on April 18th and 19th. So here's the real question. Should Rollins be the one to derail Breakker's momentum on the grandest stage, or is this Breakker's breakout moment waiting to happen? AJ Lee's WrestleMania 42 plans amid WWE absence. One of the most anticipated women's matches in years is still on the table for WrestleMania 42. According to the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter report, Becky Lynch vs. AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship remains firmly penciled in for WWE's biggest show of the year. Despite recent speculation, the match hasn't been scrapped or delayed. It's still very much alive internally. Dave Meltzer confirmed the bout has long been part of the WrestleMania plans and hasn't been removed as of the most recent creative discussions. AJ Lee's noticeable absence from the 2026 Royal Rumble raised questions, especially after her standout performance in last November's Women's War Games match. But Meltzer shut down any concern, explaining that her omission was intentional and served no real purpose story-wise. Meanwhile, Becky Lynch has continued to stay visible on WWE programming since losing the Raw Women's Championship, even as the Intercontinental title scene quietly cooled, until now. Behind the scenes, WWE's women's division is undergoing a noticeable shift. The company is heavily prioritizing tag team storylines, funneling many of its biggest names into multi-woman programs. That emphasis has left the singles title picture thinner than usual. Meltzer noted that the women's tag division is currently outpacing both singles championships, with major stars like Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax, Bayley, and even the Bella Twins all tied up in tag-focused angles. That's what makes Becky Lynch vs. AJ Lee feel even bigger. With singles options limited, this reported WrestleMania 42 clash could stand out as one of the only true marquee one-on-one women's matches on the entire card, an old-school showdown in a division suddenly dominated by teams. If it holds, it won't just be a title match, it'll be a statement. John Cena to be inducted into the 2026 WWE Hall of Fame? John Cena may have officially stepped away from the ring in December 2025, but his walk into the WWE Hall of Fame isn't happening just yet, and that pause appears to be very much by design. According to WrestleVotes Radio via Fightful Select, Cena is not expected to be part of the 2026 Hall of Fame class. Instead, WWE is reportedly positioning Stephanie McMahon as the headliner for this year's ceremony. With her influence spanning decades and her What's Your Story podcast continuing to gain traction, the move feels calculated, less about urgency and more about giving the spotlight to someone whose legacy reaches far beyond on-screen moments. WWE is also continuing its Immortal Moments category, which shifts the focus from individuals to history-defining matches or segments. That concept debuted in 2025 with the legendary WrestleMania 13 submission match between Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, a bout widely credited with changing the direction of WWE storytelling forever. The expectation is that another iconic moment will receive similar recognition this year. For perspective, the 2025 Hall of Fame class was stacked, featuring Triple H, Lex Luger, Michelle McCool, The Natural Disasters, along with legacy inductees Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff. It was a reminder that WWE likes to carefully balance eras, influence, and star power when shaping each class. As for Cena, his absence from the 2026 class doesn't signal hesitation or second thoughts. If anything, it suggests WWE is waiting for the right moment, one where Cena can be the undisputed centerpiece of the entire night. No shared headlines, no divided attention, just one of the biggest stars in wrestling history receiving his flowers in a class built entirely around him. The real debate now is timing. Should WWE have capitalized immediately on the emotional weight of Cena's retirement? Or is holding off the smarter play, ensuring his Hall of Fame induction feels just as monumental as his career itself? Seth Rollins and MJF come face-to-face at Super Bowl event. The forbidden door might still be shut tight, but moments like this make it feel paper-thin. On Thursday, February 5th, 2026, wrestling fans were caught completely off guard when WWE's Seth Rollins and AEW World Champion MJF were spotted talking at Super Bowl Radio Row in the San Francisco Bay Area. What started as a tense, silent stare between two of the industry's biggest names quickly turned into laughter and a handshake, an interaction that instantly lit up social media. The encounter felt surreal, especially given the history behind it. Back in July 2025, MJF didn't hold back while speaking on Busted Open Radio, offering rare praise for a WWE star. He called Rollins a freak of nature, crediting him as the defining face of WWE and one of the greatest to ever do it. In classic MJF fashion, he also made it clear he sees himself in that exact same light for AEW, positioning the two as parallel pillars of rival companies. Fast forward to now, and seeing Rollins and MJF finally share a real-world moment only poured gasoline on the fire. No contracts, no announcements, just two top-tier stars face-to-face, acknowledging each other's place at the top. And yet, that brief exchange was enough. For fans, it wasn't just a handshake, it was a reminder of how close fantasy can feel to reality, and how one unexpected moment can make a dream match suddenly feel possible. Backstage news on WWE's plans for Royal Rumble 2027. After WWE hosted its first-ever Royal Rumble Premium Live event in Saudi Arabia on January 31st as part of its ongoing partnership with the country, signs are pointing to the iconic event returning to the United States in the near future. While the international edition was historic, the latest backstage chatter suggests it may have been a temporary stop. According to WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select, there was widespread discussion backstage during the Royal Rumble, indicating that WWE is planning to bring the event back to the US in 2027. The belief is that the show would take place in a large domestic stadium, signaling a return to the traditional atmosphere many fans associate with the Rumble. At this time, the expectation is that the 2027 Royal Rumble will remain a one-night event. WWE has openly discussed expanding the Royal Rumble to 2 nights in the past, especially as other major premium live events have grown in scale. However, current plans suggest the company is sticking with the classic single-night format that has defined the Rumble for decades. The potential move fits into WWE's increasingly global but balanced event strategy. The company's 2026 premium live event schedule spans multiple major markets worldwide. After the Royal Rumble in Riyadh, WWE heads to Chicago for Elimination Chamber on February 28th. WrestleMania 42 is scheduled for April 18th and 19th in Las Vegas, followed by a 2-night SummerSlam on August 1st and 2nd in Minneapolis. Money in the Bank is also officially set for September. If the rumors prove accurate, the Royal Rumble's return to US soil would mark a full-circle moment for one of WWE's most beloved events, bringing the chaos, surprises, and WrestleMania implications back to where the tradition was born.